to our offices.
Always a pleasure, Luigi.
We're happy to have you here. I know you're very busy, so we're going to make the most of your time.
Yeah.
Today, I wanted to quickly chat about how Sentinelone is helping businesses in the mid-market for the most part. I mean, obviously, you guys tackle challenges across the spectrum, so from small to large. Mid-market, in our opinion, is our sweet spot. And a lot of customers come to us with a multitude of problems, and the attack surfaces are growing. So, can you just maybe explain how the attack surfaces are being addressed by Sentinelone, and how Sentinelone is making the enterprise safer, obviously?
Yeah. So I mean, I think the challenge is security is the same problem for a small medium business as it is for a large enterprise, right? The bank where we all put our money, they have to protect the walls from cyber attacks. The small medium business has to do the exact same. The threat to them as an operation is exactly the same. The difference is completely in the amount of resources they have, right? So for us as an organization, Sentinelone, and working with partners like you, it becomes so much more important to focus in and understand where a customer is having those problems when they are more resource constrained. They're a small, medium business. They don't have billions of dollars to spend. They don't have an unlimited number of human bodies, resources to throw at a problem. So we have to make sure that we're even more focused sometimes than we are with the large enterprises in what we're positioning with them, how we're listening to them. I think that's a big thing. We have to listen to the customer, make sure that, one, they understand, give them guidance if they need some around, hey, you tell me security's a problem, you tell me endpoint's a problem, you tell me you're not really sure about identity and compliance and other things. Listen to those problems and make sure that we're not, just trying to stuff in some solution we're really excited about to solve those problems. And I think from a Sentinelone perspective, the answer there is we can do a lot of things to help a customer. Let's make sure we're doing the right things.
Interesting. So we talk a lot about the endpoint being an attack surface, the cloud, identity. We are seeing a rise from the identity perspective. Would you agree that that's perhaps the attack surface right now that's being most exploited?
Yeah, I laugh because I've seen, you go to conferences, you see people's presentations and they say, 80%, or they come up with some random number, I feel like, of attacks start with an identity compromise. No, 100% of attacks have some form of identity compromise involved, right? Whether it's elevating the privileges, starting with compromising a user or whatnot, identity is almost always involved. You don't get control of a system. You don't get to move across the network unless you've compromised identity in some way. And, when I look at the Canadian market, and we are, an SMB market with some enterprise at the top, it is something that I see as a concern, but not a lot of people have an answer for. So that's actually something Sentinelone has really tried to simplify. Be able to audit your Active Directory, be able to audit your identity whenever you want, and have those answers. Make sure that you're, setting up the gate to at least make it more difficult for someone to come in. So I completely agree, Luigi. We have to help people understand, the risk of having, no one watching the gate, no one watching the identity,
right.
And help them with the right solution.
It's funny because I just came back from a customer this morning, and they are a traditional EDR or legacy antivirus shop. And we went in there, and they came to us and said, "We want everything. We want to buy, endpoint. We want to watch the network. We want to, the identity. We want mobile." And as much as we love to sell them all this stuff, we proceed with caution in the sense that let's achieve one milestone at a time. And that was our conversation this morning. Although they are going to buy everything from us, the rollout and deployment plan is going to be done very tactically, but very, very strategically. And that's kind of one of the things I tell customers is let's achieve one milestone at a time. Yes, you want to protect all the attack surfaces, but we can't, for lack of a better term, boil the ocean overnight. So we need to make sure that we're protecting each and every endpoint and the identity piece as well. And it's also a culture change. I mean, I don't know if you notice this as well, but you can't just walk in one day to IT or the end users and tell them, okay, give me your telephone, give me your smartphone, and we're going to put this agent on there and just expect everyone to adapt to that, right? So are you seeing, immense rollout across all the attack surfaces, or is it kind of done step by step? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, so first, thank you for doing things the right way. I truly, as a security practitioner, I truly believe that you have to prioritize. You have to understand what your biggest risks are, patch those holes, right? Mm-hmm. If you're sailing in a leaky boat, find the biggest hole first, find what's going to sink the ship the fastest. And so I think you're right. A lot of that does. The hammer closest to the nail is probably around the endpoint. But then, things like identity. So, yeah, sure. As an organization that's trying to help them implement the right things, you want to give them all the tools,
right,
but showing them which ones they can put in place first to make the biggest difference is so important. So yeah, as a security practitioner, I want to help customers understand where their biggest risks are, and if I can help there, I want to make sure that that's where we're putting the priority. So if it means endpoint, identity, cloud, other things in a particular order, let's make sure we do that, and help the customers for real instead of just whatever the coolest SKU is this week.
Try to sell the new and shiny things. Right? Yeah, listen, man, I appreciate it. We're having coffee today at Cyber.
It's awesome.
Coffee.
Yeah, there you go.
Look, we're trying to make this fun for the audience, fun for ourselves. So
yeah.
Drinking coffee is always fun for us. And for coming.
I come for the good coffee, so there we go. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.